Welcome, Yo Bro Nation. It's Zach. I am here with your NXT TakeOver UK, NXT UK TakeOver, whatever. It's the Blackpool TakeOver, and what a takeover, right? I mean, this was a fantastic show. It really was. But I'm Zach with the Yo Bro Gaming and Reviews channel, the Yo Bro Nation, as we're going to be becoming here soon. I got to get used to the name change. I would have done this live, but internet's not working great. We have a snowstorm going on outside right now, so I'm going to record this. It's still obviously uploaded today, but I just figured I would record it and go from there. Before we get into the review, I want to tell you guys about a few things. Now, as you can already see in the layout, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have the Yo Bro Nation on Discord, Patreon, TeePublic, right? We got all those. We also have StreamLabs. You can go there. That's in the description down below. But I want to talk to you guys about Patreon. Go to patreon.com/YoBro Gaming and Reviews. That's changing, actually. That is going to be different very, very soon. It's actually, if you go to it now, it is patreon.com/YoBro Nation. That is the new web address where you can go to, and you can become a Patreon. Like I said, this is going to be different. But there's 6 tiers that you can choose from. You can be in the group chat on Discord. You can see the Ask Us Anything Q&As, behind the scene vlogs a few times a month. Get early access to both the Yo Bro Nation podcast, the retro rerun reviews, and the best of the best podcasts. You can also vote on the best of the retro rewinds. Also, there'll be classic Raw reviews. You can watch the reactions to my retro stuff. And you become both a co-producer and producer for the Yo Bro Nation on all our shows. You will have input. You will have power. You will be able to help make creative decisions. Those are available. So go ahead, check it out. But if that's not your thing, and you're like, you know what, Zach, I don't feel like wanting to subscribe to something every month to help pay for things, that is completely cool. We do also have TeePublic. Go to TeePublic.com. As you see, there's a bevy of shirts. You got the new Yo Bro Nation t-shirt. You got my favorite, the Kissing Bandit t-shirt. You got the classic Yo Bro Gaming and Reviews t-shirt. Also, Charlotte Reigns t-shirt. Yeah, that's there. And my new favorite t-shirt there up front in the middle is the new Yo Bro Nation Recess Never Gets Old t-shirt. Yes, that is supposed to technically be my face. JD always made the funny joke that I look like the kid from Recess, so, you know, hey, that is what it is. But you guys can go do that stuff. A few of those shirts are $14. The others, I think they're about $20. They're really nice fitted shirts. I'm going to start wearing them on the channel so you guys can start seeing them. So, there's that. But let's go ahead, and I'm going to try to make this as quick as I can today, you guys. But let's go ahead. Let's get into the NXT TakeOver UK. I got to get used to that. NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool. We're going to go ahead and get the crowd this entire night was fantastic. This was a fantastic crowd. This, of course, took place in Blackpool, England, at the Empress Ballroom. Both Nigel and Victor, I think his name's Victor, they both were actually there tonight. Go ahead. Check it out. Great opening package. All of the promos tonight were fantastic by this crew. It's just like Triple H just took his guys, sent them over to the UK, said, hey, let's go ahead and let's make some awesome looking videos. Make some packages that are really awesome. It looked good. The whole show did. Now, there were a bunch of really fantastic matches tonight. 2 that particularly, stood out amongst everything else. That being Mustache Mountain and Liverpool's #1 Zach Gibson Jr. and his partner James Drake facing, Mustache Mountain for the NXT UK Tag Team Championships. That, to me, hands down, was match of the night. I don't know how many people will agree with me. That was the best match out of everything we saw, and it was fantastic. It was just like the best thing on this entire card. It took up, what, the first 35, 40 minutes of the show, and these guys just made such a compelling, like, matchup. I loved it. And then the second one was the, UK Championship match with Pete Dunne and Joe Coffey, the Iron King. Holy crap. There were so many moments where my butt cheeks were, like, tensed and tightened up, and my girlfriend knows all about my butt cheeks getting all tight and tense. It's not what you guys think, honestly. I shouldn't have said that. This show, man, the first NXT takeover in the UK was just, it was so awesome, man. The aesthetics of the show, they kind of tried to give it that vibe that you get at the takeovers or at the shows there in England with the lighting and stuff. It was really nice. And you saw every person who was there. They came and they brought it. It was absolutely fantastic, and they just kept the pace going. And I loved it. It was an awesome show. Really, it was. I don't know, like, there's nothing to complain about. Just the matches tonight were awesome. And yes, if you see the thumbnail, Finn Balor was there. I think that was pretty awesome. So I wanted to make it the thumbnail because obviously people are going to see Finn Balor at NXT TakeOver in the UK. What? Of course you're going to come check that out. Of course you're going to want to see what happened. Like, why wouldn't you, right? So that was the show, basically in a gigantic nutshell. The best things. And don't think, though, the women's championship match was pretty damn good too. But I have a small little complaint about that match, but it's just me nitpicking. So we're going to go to the start of the show. We're going to go ahead and work our ways through it, get through this as quick as possible. It's a Saturday. People are doing things. If y'all are, I hope y'all are having a nice little Saturday evening. Not a bad way to spend your afternoon. NFL playoffs, NXT takeovers. Good day. So the opening contest, like I said, it was Mustache Mountain, Trent Seven, and Tyler Bate taking on the team of Zach Gibson Jr., Liverpool's #1. That's horrible. And James Drake. Holy crap. Okay, first off, Mustache Mountain came out wearing ring gear that was paying homage to the British Bulldogs, and that was awesome. The only thing I think could have made it better is if they actually had, like, a bulldog with them. But hey, they didn't. The crowd, like I already said, doing the, whatever it is they're saying, take your shoes off, ribbon on Zach Gibson Jr. I loved it. I loved the camo that Gibson and Drake were wearing. It was like their own natural ring gear, but with the camo and the black boots, awesome. Look, there's no words. I take notes for these matches just to know kind of things that I want to mention, things I want to bring up. And tonight especially made this hard because no matter how many notes I took, there's no way I'm going to be able to describe these matches. There's no way I could tell them to you in a way that you'd be like, oh yeah, was it fantastic? No, you've got to go and watch these yourself. If you hadn't already, you should have anyways. But, I know it's Saturday, people are busy, but this was just so darn good. This match, the story, them working over the leg of, Trent Seven, you see it in all the matches. Trent gets in the ring, he's worked over, yeah. But they make it look so good. And holy shit, can I talk about Tyler Bate? He's got to be, across all brands, the best wrestler, the best athlete. He's like a freakish athlete out of everybody. The guy's short, but he's so stout and strong. And I'm amazed at how good he is. And it's so darn good, guys. He's amazing. And then there's great heel work by Gibson and Drake. The match was great, but they worked over Trent Seven most of the match. They cut the ring in half. He'd get the hot tag, in would come Tyler Bate, and he's doing a whole bunch of, like, Jesus, man. He did an airplane spin, ended up picking up Drake, putting him on top of Gibson, and then picking them both up and doing another airplane spin. Then he's like doing an exploder suplex on the apron to the outside on, Drake onto Gibson. And then does a standing shooting star press on top of him. like this just. And then towards the end, you get double Shankly Gates. Bates powers out. He ends up breaking it up. And then, and I didn't even notice it, but Trent Seven was bleeding in this match. But the ending of this match was just... So you got Tyler Bate, who was on the apron. Trent Seven bumped into him on accident. He fell backwards, landed onto Zach Gibson's shoulders. They put down Seven. And then here comes Drake, who runs from one side of the ring to the other, goes diving through with a suicide dive, flipping Tyler Bate onto his face on the outside. It looked brutal. It looked rough. And then Trent Seven tries to do it, and he gets caught up, and so they catch him. They put him back into the ring, end up hitting him with Ticket to Mayhem for the 3 count. So your first ever NXT UK Tag Team Champions are Zach Gibson Jr. and James Drake. This, like I said, this was match of the night. Easily, hands down, this was just the match of the night. It was so flippin' good, man. So good. And go out of your way, if nothing else, go out of your way to watch this and then the main event. These 2 matches were, these matches were on par with NXT TakeOver New Orleans type level of matches. But it's Mustache Mountain. They never fail. They never fail to impress, and they never fail to give you and to deliver when they're in the ring doing what it is that they do. So, hats off to them. Moving on, Travis Banks versus Jordan Devlin. Jordan Devlin is grown on me. He's grown on me quick. They showed earlier where he attacked Banks as he was entering into the Emperor's Ballroom. He ended up hurting his knee. It was a very vicious attack by Jordan Devlin. So when the match goes to start, Jordan Devlin comes out. Travis Banks is already in the ring. And thank you, baby. My girlfriend just gave me a drink. She's sweet. It's cold, too. It's like ice cold. Go to Cheryl Waters on YouTube.com and go to support her. Subscribe to her channel. Anyways, so Travis Banks, he goes flying suicide dive through the ropes, hurts his knee. He's attacking Jordan Devlin. Jordan Devlin gets the advantage, slams him into the steps, ends up stomping on his knee, keeps attacking him. So they have to come out. I believe it was... Oh, yeah. Scalia and Johnny Saint were out there. I don't know if it's Scalia. I don't know how to say his name. But they, escort Travis Banks out, and Devon's like, how about, I have a match tonight. How about interview time with Ireland's top wrestler? I have no one to face. So Scalia says, hey, guess what? We kind of had an idea you were going to do something like this. So we have a backup. And the crowd already knew. They were smart about it. I had no clue. I was like, oh, that would, I heard what they were chanting, and I thought that'd be awesome, but, I didn't honestly think they would. But then all the lights went out, and the lights came up, and then Finn Balor's music hit. That crowd went insane. I'm telling you, I've not heard a crowd this good in a really long time. This crowd, man, it was so fantastic. But out comes Finn Balor. Like I said, the crowd's going insane. So we get an impromptu match with Finn Balor versus Jordan Devlin. And ever since the dude showed up, I'm like, he acts and looks like Finn Balor. It's creepy. And now, of course, for those of you who don't know, Finn Balor is who got, Jordan Devlin into the business, helped train him, so on and so forth. Match starts off with Jordan Devlin and Finn Balor face to face. He slaps Finn Balor. Finn Balor kicks and punches the shit out of him. Sling Blade goes to attempt a coup de grace, but he rolls out. They go back and forth for most of this match. Lots of high impact spots. These two they make a fantastic pairing in the ring. They really do. So, as the match goes on, Devlin, he's showing lots of disrespect in this match. Balor ends up finally getting the advantage, does the running drop kick into the corner, gets up to the top, coup de grace for the 1, 2, and 3. This is another match I didn't expect it. I was looking forward to Travis Banks versus Jordan Devlin. I guess they just didn't think it was TakeOver worthy. Not at least to start off. But hey, Finn Balor, without all the goddamn smiles, also very nice, ends up beating Jordan Devlin. Some people may say that's kind of a burial, but I disagree. I would disagree right away. That's him getting a rub from a guy who helped him into the business, who I'm sure he massively, massively respects. So, seeing Finn Balor, dude, it was pretty cool. It was nice. It was a good start to the show. And it was a good spot, didn't do it late in the show, did it early, because there's a lot to still come in later on in this show. It was just one of those really, awesome things. And you could tell Finn Balor was having fun. He enjoyed being there. So, Finn Balor, the first guy to be on the main roster, NXT, actually on the rosters, not just a part-timer on it, but in all the 3 rosters to show up. He's at a TakeOver, a pay-per-view, and a TakeOver for the UK. He's the first and the only guy to do it. Mark that down. Not that they mentioned it, but, So we see Luke Menzies in the crowd. I'm not familiar with him. You also had Kaylee Ray and Jazzy Gabbert, who are also in the crowds. I'm sure they're coming up to work at the takeovers, or to work on the UK scene. I like I said, I'm not sure who they are. I'm not familiar with them. Sue me. I'm sure there's someone out there who's fully aware of who they are. If you know who they are, let me know. Let me check my phone real quick. I'm curious to see how many people are actually reviewing this. Nope. I don't see no reviews for this going on right now. Yay, I'm the first one to be doing it. So the next match was the no disqualification match with Dave Mastiff and Eddie Dennis. I have thought Eddie Dennis looked like... I wasn't ever impressed with Eddie Dennis. Well, I'm wrong. Eddie Dennis is Eddie Dennis is a beast, man. This guy's got a lot of strength, but this match was violent. It was not pretty. These guys from the jump to the end were just brutal with each other. And, you had your pure wrestling matchups throughout the show, and then you had this match where they just flipped it, and it was just brutality. And that's what you needed with these guys. Now, I know Eddie Dennis can wrestle. Dave Mastiff, I don't know if he's, that great of a wrestler, but these two guys working together made this look magical. They truly did. It worked out, really, really well. So, getting to the end of it, a lot happened leading up towards this part. But you had Eddie Dennis, who they had the steps, set up. He gets Dave Mastiff up, does a swinging sidewalk slam onto the steps. Then also ended up picking him up when he was on the second rope and did a razor's edge-like move. Mastiff is not a small dude, guys. He's a big man. He's short, but he's stocky as all get out. And Eddie Dennis is picking this dude up for moves. It's just... and Eddie Dennis is tall, but he's not, that big. It's insane, guys. Then Mastiff, they're on the outside, they're brawling, and Mastiff, picks him up onto his shoulders, rolls through with a senton onto the exposed floor. That stuff was not soft. And, and then does a running senton, backdrop onto him. Once they get back in the ring, Mastiff, this guy is agile, he's just super agile. And he actually, bounces from the top rope to the second rope, onto the top rope, doing a moonsault, like some sort of John Morrison type stuff, some Johnny Mundo, Johnny Impact type stuff. Does a springboard moonsault off the middle to top turnbuckle, misses. Eddie Dennis picks him up, hits a Denny driver, gets only a 2 count. And at this point, I'm just oh my god, man, wow. These guys are just boom, just hitting it. I'm at a loss for words. But the match wasn't even over yet. So these guys continue to fight. Kendo sticks and all this stuff. They get a table set up in the ring, and they're teasing the table. Eddie Dennis is trying to put him through. He's trying to put him through. Finally, Eddie Dennis goes for another Denny driver. Gets reversed. Eddie Dennis is up against the table set up in the turnbuckle. And here comes Dave Mastiff with that bomber. Eddie Dennis is standing up, and he connects with him and basically drives him through the freaking table, and then pulls him out and gets the 3 count. Like I said, this is not going to be your Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Iron Man classic. This isn't going to be a Ric Flair, Harley Race classic. It's not even Pete Dunne versus Joe Coffey. But for what this match was, this match alone, I'd give this match a 7 out of 10. There were a couple flubs, but nothing so bad. This match was just absolutely, it was amazing. And for being what it was, it lived up to the hype that they were building. Dave Mastiff is the right guy to win. I'm not super key on everything going on with NXT UK. I'm working towards that. I will be reviewing it every week from this point on with my NXT reviews. But man, it's so awesome. It was an awesome match, man. So from the tag team title match, that to me was match of the night. Nothing more I could say to make that match seem as good as it really was. It's beyond good. It's past great. It's legendary status. That match is legendary status. Then to have the surprise of Finn Balor, and then to go to the no disqualification match. So far, TakeOver, Blackpool is looking really, really good. It's on par with New Orleans, easily. Not quite Brooklyn level yet, but it's on par. So then we get to the NXT UK Women's Championship title match. Rhea Ripley versus Toni Storm. Right out the gate, and my girlfriend jokingly says, I don't like her. She's jealous. And that's fine. I like it. She cares. I am super, super impressed with Rhea Ripley. She's 22 years old. And this woman, and this is not about the fact that, yes, she's attractive, okay? Yes, she's attractive. But it's not that I'm impressed with. I'm impressed with the look that she's got. It's so different from what the rest of the women in not just the UK division, but the regular NXT division or the main roster divisions. She is so different from everybody else. She's got a very unique look. Her size, her stature is so different from your prototypical female performer. I think that's why there's another one that I'm really into. Her name's escaping me. It'll come to me. But, I don't like the women who are your prototypical. I don't like the ones who are like a Nikki Bella. Or, and I'm not hating on Toni Storm. Because Toni Storm is a phenomenal active competitor. She's phenomenal. It's just with Rhea Ripley, with her look and her style in the ring. On top of the fact that how being so, new to the business, I suppose. I mean, she's still kind of new. She's super, super mature in the ring. The way she moves, the way that she works is really awesome. And then you add in her intensity. I love it. She, when it came out that she won the UK Women's title, I was like, yeah, that is awesome. But, here's where I have my issue. I believe they took the title off of her too quick. I get it that Toni Storm is the future of the business, but this woman is 22. It ain't like she's old. She's the future too. And okay, she got the rub. She was the first champion. But did it really translate to anything? Less than 2 months with the championship? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and harp on it because I understand the booking behind it. Toni Storm, you want that feel-good moment, you know, before the main event, which is just going to brutalize. You want that feel-good moment, and I understand that, and that's okay. I'm not opposed to Toni Storm being the champion because the match was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal matchup. But I just looked at Rhea Ripley and thought, this is a lady who you could let her hold that title going into April or towards WrestleMania and really built this brand around her. You could have done another match with them. You could have found a way to give them a rematch, you know. But I felt like it was too soon. Too soon to take the title off her. That, to me, is my biggest negative about this show. It is. It's my biggest negative. But as far as the match itself goes, the story being Rhea Ripley working on Toni Storm's back, which she hurt in their first matchup against each other in the finals of the tournament, and then Toni Storm fighting her way back and keeping herself into the match. It was just, I mean, again, I can't tell you how great these matches were. They were just that great. And this isn't me just trying to find an excuse to not have to say anything. These matches are honestly that good. They really, really, really are. They're just so damn good. And, you know, Toni Storm, God bless her. You know, I know she's had a rough couple of weeks with the leaks and everything. She definitely needed something nice to happen. And it happened. And I'm super excited for her. I'm excited for both these women. They have set a standard in the UK. This is not Bayley and Sasha. This is not a Bayley-Sasha matchup. This isn't even Ember Moon Asuka level, okay? They're not all the way there, but for the UK brand itself, this is a Saturday, and it's really good. I think these two women could do better. And I'm sure they'll do a rematch, because I guess the whole new era shit ain't gonna, affect the NXT brand, so, they can have a rematch. So, the ending of this thing, the back and forth, you had, Toni Storm had her Storm Zero reversed into a Riptide, which was reversed into a little crossbody, which only got a 2 count. Then Rhea Ripley hit a Riptide only to get a 2 count. Then you have freaking Toni Storm hit her with a headbutt, Storm Zero, 2 count. Finally, you get to the end after these women have just brutalized each other and they're just like beating each other up. You actually have a Riptide reversed, Storm Zero for a 3 count. Grrr! I actually wrote that in the notes. Grrr! It was a good show. It was a very, very fantastic match to go with this show. There's not a bad match. Like I said, my biggest gripe with Toni Storm winning is just, I don't know. It's like Rhea Ripley she's not a Barbie doll. She's a taller girl. She's got some meat on her. She's, broad boned, broad shoulders. You can tell she hits the gym. And then you got Toni Storm, who's a tiny girl, looks like your next door neighbor's hot daughter. And it just, I'm not saying she's not a good wrestler. Jesus Christ, don't say that I thought that. Like, I know she's really good in the ring. Damn it, I was excited to know that she was actually there, and I was super excited to know she was in the finals of the Mae Young Classic. I know this girl can go. I'm just upset that honestly, it's the person I wanted to win didn't win, okay? That's really what this comes down to. You know what I mean? I wanted Rhea Ripley to be the champion for a lot longer because I love the look. I love everything I've already explained. That's what got me, okay? That's what bugged me the most. But the match was fantastic. Both women, whoever won, they deserved it. And I think the match went in the way that it honestly should have. Okay. So, there's no announcement for when the next UK show is the next takeover for the UK is going to be. I'm assuming it'll probably come around WrestleMania time. I'm sure they'll try to keep these coincided. I wouldn't be opposed to 3 takeovers in one weekend, or 3 shows in one big week. NXT TakeOver UK. I'd be cool with those. And then your WrestleMania card, I mean, yeah, content would be out the ass, but I know they also got the, Hall of Fame and everything, but as if WrestleMania weekend ain't already packed enough with ROH, New Japan doing Supercard, the G1 Supercard show and everything. I'd be all for that. This show was really that good. Now to the main event. Oh, I'm still recovering from how that match went. It was a barn burner. A barn burner, man. Pete Dunne versus Joe Coffey. Joe Coffey for the NXT UK Championship. 603 days and counting, folks. Pete Dunne has been the United Kingdom's champion. Lots of chain wrestling to start this match. This was so physical, especially when you get towards the latter half of the match. Physical, I don't think is a word. There were so many spots that I honestly thought these guys would hurt themselves, especially at the end when they tried twice to get on the top rope and kind of just do whatever it is they're going to do. But both times, poor Joe Coffey. Dude fell off the top and damn near, I don't know if he hurt himself. He managed to fight through it if he did. But then even the second time, Pete Dunne looked like he freaking guillotined himself on the freaking barricade. Like, the match was, again, I've said this, twice now, but me telling you is not going to serve the match justice if you just went and watched it yourself and saw what these guys were doing. This match was just so physical, and I have a lot of notes of a lot of different spots these guys did in the match, and I would love to just sit there and read them off all to you, but it really would do nothing. There's a point where Pete Dunne was slammed on the apron, or on the ramp, and you got Mamma Mia champs. Obviously, Mauro Ranallo is way over even in the UK. And I think another negative is Vic Joseph. He's good. And I like Nigel McGuinness, the fact that he's obviously very familiar with the UK scene. This show's commentary was missing something. It was. I don't mind these guys doing this, on the regular shows throughout the months. But when it comes to the UK for the TakeOver shows, I think they need a Mauro Ranallo. They've got to find. Vic Joseph is not going to be that guy. He's just not, guys. So I really wanted to hear something different with this match. It was great, but the commentary lacked something to make these matches even better. As good as they were, like the crowd did their part. The crowd made these matches sound epic with, their chants and their cheers, and it was just the environment was different, but the commentary still lacked in something. Not bad. These guys did good. Vic Joseph is a good guy. Why do I call him Victor? Maybe his name is Victor. I don't know. But Vic Joseph, he's not Mauro Ranallo. And I'm not saying you bring Mauro Ranallo, but you get someone like that and you bring him there. And I think what is probably a 7 out of 10 goes to maybe an 8, 8.5. Easily 8, 8.5. So that's my small little rant about the commentary. But it wasn't bad. Like I said, the commentary was not bad. Not even a little. So back to the match. There was another spot where Pete Dunne had Joe Coffey in a standing body scissors, and he had his arm twisted back, and he was messing with his fingers, manipulating the joints. Joe Coffey powers him up into a standing suplex, and you're waiting for him to suplex him, And he starts kneeing him, and finally he gets back down, back into the body scissors, and puts the hold back in. Now, it's a small thing, right? It's not like this fantastic, maneuver where they're floating through the air or doing some crazy thing, and it's just like, oh my god! But for what it was, to see the creativity, to see how Pete Dunne can take what he does and take something so simple and translate it into something else. And, and then he's like doing these moonsaults, and Coffey, man, he's just beating up Pete Dunne and just, oh my gosh. These men left everything. And I'm not going to lie. I honestly thought Joe Coffey was going to win the championship tonight. I was expecting it. He didn't, and I'm glad, because I'm not ready to watch Pete Dunne not be champion. The guy's been champion for 603 days. I'm still ready. How many times did he hit the bitter end and just think, oh, this is it? And then no, it was only a 2 count. Like, it took him basically, I'm not going to get to the end yet. There was a point, though, I thought Joe Coffey was going to win because Pete Dunne just couldn't continue, which would have been a good way to end the match. Would have been, there was a couple times I'm like, this is it. This is the end of the match. And it wasn't. It was like, oh my gosh, they had me up to here. And it's like, no. But they kept bringing you back up to that level. But, he had him in the Boston Crab, and Pete Dunne was making his way to the ropes. And he stops, and he lifts up, and he starts stomping on his head. And I was like, Jesus Christ. And then Pete Dunne's just laying there limp, and I'm like, oh God, he's going to call it. But then Pete Dunne eyes just popped, and he just lunged to the ropes, and I'm like, oh my God. Another spot that had my heart, the first time they went to the top rope, Pete Dunne had him in the cross arm, and Joe Coffey got him onto the top, and he climbs up there, picks him up in the air, and you see him wobbling, turns, and they go crashing down on the mat, and I'm just like, oh my God, these guys are, And then the guys just, and then the sit-out powerbomb onto the apron, and they're just pummeling each other. The standoffs, the crowd was so into this match. I'm giving the crowd there in Blackpool, if I have anyone who watches my stuff and you're from England, you all, my friends, you get 10 out of 10 for fan participation tonight. You guys were just absolutely amazing. Joe Coffey went for the bitter end a few times. One time he slammed him into like this nasty looking power slam. It was reversed once, hit with a DDT. Dunne hit, I swear, 3 or 4 bitter ends and couldn't get the job done. Finally, after he hit that second one, only got a 2 count, he rolled him over, put him into a triangle choke, and started bending his fingers all like just like, ooh, and then he had to tap. So your winner, and still now going to be to 604 days, Pete Dunne. I'm sure a lot of people, myself included, was expecting Joe Coffey to win. I don't know how many of those people wanted him to win, but that's how it happened, and it's cool. I'm glad Pete Dunne is still your United Kingdom champion. The match was so fantastic. I say that a lot. I love these NXT shows. I don't care if it's UK or NXT proper. These shows are awesome, man. These are really awesome shows. It's so awesome. So, NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool. I'm giving this show 7.5 out of 10. Well, yeah, I know. You're going to think, well, that's a little shy. Commentary was a big part of the reason why I knocked it down some. That's why I said 7 up to an 8, 8.5. And then I didn't like the ending of the women's title match. Some people may say the main event went on too long. I disagree. I think it went on perfectly. It had everything from drama to suspense to just pure elation. This whole show, in a nutshell, was a great way for the UK brand to start and build. They went from, because I went back and I watched the first network special for NXT, and it was really good, but it wasn't on par with what they're doing now. This show was on par with what NXT proper's doing. And I'm sure there'll be some people who will disagree with me, but I honestly feel that way. So, NXT TakeOver in the United Kingdom, Blackpool, yeah, 7.5 out of 10. It was a great show. A great show. I'm only giving it the score I'm giving it because of, the ending to the women's title match and the fact that I don't think they had a more Ronaldo-esque guy on commentary. That was it. And like I said, commentary wasn't bad. But that's going to pretty much do it for me, guys. Like I said, I didn't want to make this long, short and sweet and to the point. This show was really awesome. It was awesome. So, like I said, follow us on all our social media platforms. Facebook, it's YoBro. The new links are down. It's facebook.com/YoBroNation. You can tweet us at YoBroGaming1, YoBroNation on Discord. Help support us, YoBroNation, at Patreon.com. And then go to TeePublic, YoBroNation1. StreamLabs, if you want to donate, you can do that. I don't have the Super Chat availability, but you can go. The link to that is also down in the description. I'll get notifications when you guys do. Join us on Discord. If you go to Patreon, you can do exclusive chats with us through Patreon. So you can welcome us there. If you see it, subscribe and follow Jake Capone on YouTube. He's also on Twitter at @TheJakeCapone. Go check him out. Reminder, go to Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks. Tell him that you want him, to be in AEW. You can get AEW coverage through Patreon, guys. Go there. But otherwise, just like this button, share it, subscribe to the channel, YoBro Nation on YouTube.com. Thank you guys. Thank you guys honestly for the support. Thank you to my girlfriend for the support she's been giving me. I know I'm hard to deal with sometimes, especially with my love for doing this YouTube thing. It may not always come across to you guys here on the platform with the fact that I don't always get the content out when I'm supposed to, or I take these breaks, but I really do love doing it. It's just at a point it felt like a job working with some people that I've worked with in the past, or just the attitudes that I've had, and maybe I took it too serious. So my goal now is just to enjoy it. Enjoy it for what it is, and maybe maybe it showed. And yes, it's going to be a lot of work, and I'm cool with that. But I love doing this, and I appreciate my girlfriend's support, and I appreciate the support of all my family. So I'm not going to keep going on and sound like some sappy yup, but yeah, you guys have a fantastic evening. I don't know how long it's going to take for this to load, but you guys have a good night. I will see you guys next for Monday Night Raw review on Monday. Week 2 into the new era. At least see how that crap goes. Y'all have a good night, and peace out, YoBro Nation.